Hey there, I thought I'd do another quick upload here. Now that my campaign is going to be spending some time underground, I've had to figure out how to do lighting and how to build convincing looking dungeons that are still simple enough to navigate. I don't have a finished example of my own work yet, so I'm just going to use these really simple modular pieces that I made for the purpose of this demo to give you an idea of how you can structure your own underground dungeons. Depending on the size of the dungeon you want, you can make more or less of these, and then just snap them together like Lego pieces, and I'll show you that later on. First, I want to go over lighting, because there are a couple different ways you can achieve the lighting you're going to want to make something look underground. The first is to put a simple roof over your building. I use these if I have a board where I've included some above ground and some below ground structures. If you don't want everything attached because the clutter can get frustrating, you can separate your underground parts on the same board and then just put a simple roof over top. I prefer to use the solid stair blocks because they're 1 by 1 and they're twice the height of floors, which makes them easier to layer into things. You'll be able to see right here when I open the build menu that every different section of the construction menu will have its own stair block right next to the stairs. Positioned next to a floor block on the same level, you can see that with the green slider that they'll disappear at the same point because it takes the bottom of the piece into consideration. But the stair block is much easier to mesh into other things because of its height, so it's my go-to for 1 by 1 roofing that I know that none of my players will see. Additionally, there are atmospheric tools you can use here in this menu to adjust the open sky and the lighting that will make having a roof unnecessary altogether. You can see as you rotate the sundial around this circle, it'll go through different phases of the day, including a red sunset and a blue-hued morning. The fog slider will add an increasing amount of gray to your view, which will make your days cloudier and your nights darker. It also absorbs the red and blue color to increase those effects. The exposure slider changes the brightness and does so pretty dramatically. You can change the default sky bit in atmospheric settings to a green, swampy air color, or to a flat-out darkness one, and you can see the differences on my two example boards here with and without a roof, and that there are points in both where the image is pretty much the same. The darkness setting is one of the best places to give the in-game lighting props the most effect possible, with some of them giving off more light than others. It's important to note that stacking light pieces on top of each other by dragging them in will increase the brightness of that space. You can stack the crystals found in the nature props to give varying brightnesses of green or blue light to a room, and there's also a hellfire lamp in the lighting section that will give you a brighter red glow than most of the lights in there. Stacking these objects through the floor can give a glow to your floor tiles or light a room without seeing the source. And likewise, you can stack them into a wall or into many walls for varying effects. The more lighting effects that you stack, the brighter this will be. With these example modular pieces here, back to snapping them together like Lego blocks, you can pick them up and copy-paste them into position, as long as you make the doors in uniform or easy to convert spaces. This method works really well whether you want to make a small dungeon section or a larger sprawling area, because you can keep your modules on one board and copy-paste them into any other board on your campaign. I've included some simple, quick decorations on these ones that I threw together just to show you can have interesting changes room to room that either won't seem repetitive, or you can make it in such a way that it will make sense to have multiple sections of the same kind of thing, that your players will easily be able to rationalize seeing things more than once. So thanks for hanging out, and again, what I'm trying to do here on YouTube is share what I'm learning as I go, but also to see if I can find some more tips that might not be available in other places like their Discord and stuff. So let me know how you do your lighting and if there's anything else I could throw into my methods. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time I do a video.